Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna have an NBA mock draft for the 2026 draft. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this website. It's called Fanspo, and it's basically a cool little website. You have a lottery simulator. It simulates the entire lottery exactly how it would in real life, and you also have like its own mock draft that you simulates. Gives you a good breakdown of the players' analysis and everything, and it also gives its own rankings. So you have your little bases, but obviously we're not going by the rankings. We're going by what the players and what I believe the draft is gonna be actually be like. Because players don't rankings don't really matter when it comes to the NBA draft. They go all sorts of places because they're NBA scouts at the end of the day. They're seeing other things that we're not seeing, that the media is not seeing. But at the end of the day, we could get a good interpretation of what it's gonna be. All right, guys. So this is what the Fanspo looks like. It's basically a sim lottery. Who they have going number one pick as of right now is Washington Wizards. Number two, Indiana, Brooklyn, Utah, and then Sacramento. You can see that the top four percentages are right here, and then the chance of them getting the first pick is right here. And it also like breaks down the odds for each person to get each pick. Like this, it's such a cool website. I'm not gonna lie, you should definitely try it out on your all's own time if y'all get the chance. But let's just get into it and sim this lottery. And let's figure out who honestly gets the first pick. Honestly, I hope it's the Washington Wizards. Oh, nope, never mind. I got the fifth pick. Indiana gets the number one pick in this draft. That's crazy. So they moved up one spot, got the number one pick. They kept their pick. If they fell off the top four, they would have given it to the Clippers. And honestly, they made an amazing trade then by trading Benedict Mather and getting Ibaka back and sacrificing this trade or risking this trade we're risking this pick in the trade. My fault. But Memphis also went up three spots as well as Sacramento, so they have the second and third spot. This is going to be an interesting draft. Let's get into it. So with the number one pick, I honestly think that the Pacers would honestly go AJ Debanta, no doubt in my mind. AJ Debanta is the best player, and I think with the number one pick, you don't go for fit, you go for the best player available. And honestly, he fits both of them. He's a good fit, and he's the best player in this draft. Simple as that. I understand that Fanspo or No Ceiling has them ranked as number three in this class. I think that is ludicrous. I think that is crazy. He's the number one player in this draft. Simple as that. He would fit amazingly alongside Tyrese Halliburton, Andrew Nemhard, him, Pascal Siakam, and Zubac. That's it. That's an amazing lineup right there. And honestly, I'm scary as a Knicks fan. I don't want to see them. They already gave us work. Now they're adding AJ Debanta and Tyrese Halliburton next year. That's going to be a problem. With the second pick, I think Sacramento honestly goes best player available as well, and it's going to be Darren Peterson. He's simply a dog. He's going to be a franchise changer for them. He could score at every single position. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter where he goes, honestly, he's going to be a problem. Simple as that. He averaged 20 this year at Kansas, and he was showing superstar flashes. Honestly, he had those full body cramps, which is scary, but at the NBA, that's not going to be a problem at all. No way they make it a problem. They're going to figure that out real quick, especially since they're paying this man millions of dollars. With the third pick, I think Memphis is pretty simple who they go. They go Cameron Boozer. He's a franchise changer. And honestly, even if they trade John Moran, I think he's going to be able to elevate them to another level. And they have to pick him at this point. They traded away Jaron Jackson, and Cameron Boozer fits the exact position. I think they're like expecting to draft maybe Cam Boozer or Caleb Wilson. In this position, I think it's Cam Boozer. Amazing player. He's 22 and 10 type of player at Duke. It's sad that they lost in the Elite Eight the way that they did off a game winner. His brother made the turnover. It's crazy, but it happens to the best of us. Cooper Flag lost in the Final Four last year. So with the fourth pick, I think it's a pretty obvious selection. He didn't get to play in March Madness, but he was a dog. He literally was a dog all year. He wanted it more than everybody else. Simple. He had a list when he came through in the beginning of the year, and he went down and he killed every single one of them. He is a simple dog, just like that. Caleb Wilson is getting drafted the fourth overall pick. Fifth overall pick. I think the Wizards are gonna go a different route here. Honestly, I thought they would. they would have gotten like a top three pick, honestly. Maybe put Darren Peterson and AJ DeBanta. AJ DeBanta would have been the best available player for them, honestly, best fit. But here they go. Trey Young, he's on a 2 year contract. Do you really think his contract's gonna he's gonna stay long? How do you really think? I think they go best player, and I think they go Darius Cuff Jr. To be honest, I think they go Darius Cuff Jr. and I don't think it's that complicated for them. They could Darius Cuff Jr. could be the backup point guard to Trey Young, and if he learns from Trey Young what Trey Young has, it's over. He could take over in like 1 to 2 years. To be honest, if we're really being honest, he could take over in 1 to 2 years. It's that simple. He's that good. Darius Cuff is easily the fifth person. If you wanted to say they wanted to go safe, they could go Kingston Flemings to get to actually be a win now, more of a win now player. But I think Darius Cup backing up Trey Young is perfect for his development as well as the Washington Wizards' future. And with the sixth pick, I think the Utah Jazz are in a weird position right now because they have three bigs. So obviously they don't need no bigs, and luckily there's only really point guards in the spot. They have Ace Bailey who's tall. They literally just need a point guard. They need a point guard. They have Keontae George. He's a shooting guard though. Is he really a point guard? He's a smaller guard. I think they go Kingston Flemings because Keontae George is a more offensive minded point guard and he's a score first. Doesn't really have that defensive upside that you at least we can't really see it right now. Kingston Flemings does, and I think he'll be a good pair in that backcourt with Keontae George. And then Ace Bailey, of course, is an amazing scorer that he could possibly assist off of and feed off of, which is amazing. And then with the seventh pick, I think the Wizards are gonna honestly, since Kyrie's going to be coming back, I think they're going to be looking for that shooting guard next to him, and I think it's going to be Keegan Wadler going with a seventh pick because they want a player next to Cooper Flag for the future that could honestly get himself a bucket, play some defense, plays the right way, and I like Keegan Wadler. He reminds me a little bit of Tyrese Halliburton in the style way that he plays the awkward type of way, but he gets to his own. He stays level to the ground. He doesn't really play above the rim, but he's a shooter. He's probably one of the best creators in this draft, to be honest. And I like them. I like Kean Wagner with the seventh pick. Eighth pick, Atlanta Hawks. They've had a breakout year. Traded Trey Young. Honestly, like they know what they want, and honestly, I think they're gonna get it. I don't think they go Mikael Brown because it's similar to what Trey Young was. And honestly, why would you trade Trey Young if that's the case? I think they go Braden Burries. Braden Burries had an amazing tournament. I think his draft projection went up a lot because of it, and he was the leading scorer for Arizona, who was the number one team. Obviously, they got killed by Michigan, but he's a dog. It's as simple as that. I think he goes number eight. He brings that shooting, play off the ball. They already have like dog scorers. They have everything that they need. He could play point guard as well. So he's honestly a really good pick for them with this draft pick. And then Chicago Bulls. I don't know what Chicago's doing. Honestly, they're one of the worst franchises ever. Like Jordan was the only reason why they're genuinely a recognizable franchise. This franchise is poverty. They have Josh Giddey. They have like 50 million guards. I understand some of them are ready to go out in free agency. To be honest, I think they need to just go for the best player available, maybe an upside swing and you just go Mikael Brown Jr. Hope he could some of the signs that he showed at Louisville, he shows in the actual league. He dropped 45. Like he was just hurt. He was in and out. It's hard. It's hard to evaluate a player like this, but this player could end up being like a Stephen Curry, where Steph went seventh, I think. And he also was going in and out of injuries throughout college, but you saw the flashes. And hopefully, honestly, this kid becomes that because I like his game, but there's a lot of injuries throughout the year that kind of made it hard for us to really see what he could be. This is where it gets weird. Milwaukee Bucks, are they gonna have Giannis next year, or are they gonna trade him? What are they gonna do? Honestly, to be honest, my pick with the 10th pick, I think either way, if they trade him or not, I think they go Chris Sinek. If they trade, it's an upside swing and a win now player. I think he is amazing. He's ranked way too low. 22 is crazy. Coming in from high school, he was a top 10 prospect. This kid was probably the best center in the draft. before, and then he just went to a system that wasn't really optimized for him. He went to Houston. That's the defensive school. He's an offensive big. They were focusing on his defense, and that's what he wanted. He wanted to go there to show people that he has that grit. He still is a dog, and this is why he's getting drafted. I promise you, he's going to go lottery. This dude's a dog. Chris Sinnett Jr. You'll see it. And why Golden State Warriors with 11th pick? I know exactly who they're going. And if they don't go this player, they're idiots. This player is going to fit their system amazingly, and if he could learn from Draymond and honestly buy in, he's going to be a dog. Yaxel Lundenberg, my Dominican brother, 15 points a game at Michigan. He just won the NCAA championship. Yes, his stock rose amazingly, honestly, but this is not like a reach or anything. This is a good pick. Warriors need a win now player. They're gonna get Jimmy Butler back. They're gonna get Kristaps Porzingis back. Hopefully, Moses Moody will hopefully come back. I think this is just a win now player, and he's only 23. I understand everybody wants to make jokes. He's still a young player. He still has a lot of time to develop. He can become a way better of a player. So Portland Trailblazers. Portland Trailblazers are honestly like one move from being a good playoff team. And do they go a win now player or do they go still upside player? I believe that they go an upside player here in Native man. With the 12th pick, you take this swing, and if he's here, I think you take it because the upside is very high with this player, but obviously the downside is like it's iffy. My comparison is Zachary Ricochet. That's my comparison to him. The only thing that I don't like is, for example, he's 6'10". You see his field goal percentage doesn't look that well, and he doesn't finish well at the rim. He's not really a rim attacker for a 6'10" player, but his upside is insane. He could shoot over everybody. He could dribble. He's a newer player to basketball as well. Like he kind of developed later. He jumped into rankings out of nowhere. He played in Team Loaded in Virginia, came out of nowhere and became the fourth ranked player in the nation out of nowhere because he had a big growth spurt and he grew a little bit more in college. He was not 6'10" in high school. Now he is. He's massive. So if he continues to have these leaps like he's been having recently in his career, you don't even know where he's going to be at. So I think this is not a reach or anything. I definitely think he's a lottery talent type of player. And then with the 13th pick, Miami Heat, they have dogs all around, and I think they pick another dog in Liberion Phylon. Liberion Phylon decided to return back to college after having he was going first round last year, but he was going to go probably high first round. He wanted to come back, show that he's actually, and he showed that this year, and he's now a lottery talent. So averaging 22 points at Alabama, that's unheard of from somebody who just comes back and just goes crazy and then upstairs. That, John Morant did that. This is a John Morant situation, but nowhere near as good as John Morant. Let's not get to it. But LeBaron Fowler, I think, is an amazing pick for them. And with the 14th pick, last pick of the lottery, Hornets, which is a team that do they pick a win now player or do they stick with their young squad? I think they either way. It's obviously a young player they're gonna pick, but I think they go Bennett Sturts right here. I think this is where Bennett Sturts goes in the lottery and they get a good backup PG to really just make sense with their core that they have right now. Because if they pick a young player, they have to continue to develop him and hope that he just catches up with everybody else. They pick Bennett Sturge. He could win now, and I think Hornets are in a position where next year they become an actual type of contender in the East. Same way, kind of how Detroit did this year, where last year you kind of saw the flashes, and then this year they just took that next step. I think that happens for the Hornets next year, and Bennett Sturges will be an amazing addition for this. And if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and please tune into the other videos that are going to pop up on the screen for y'all. Y'all have a good day. Have a good night.